Hello, boys and girls. Mr. Regan here with your math lesson with Miss Yuka.
Good morning, grade 2.
Yes, welcome back, grade 2. I hope you had a wonderful vacation, and I hope you're ready for some math. All right, here we go. So for our lesson today is I can solve word problems by solving models to show my thinking. And starting back with our math lessons after break, we're going to just do a little bit of review to help you remember some of the strategies and things that we practiced before break. Okay, here we go. So a little bit of warm up. What do you notice? What do you wonder? Miss Yuka, it looks like there's a lot of wooden drums.
And other instruments like a xylophone. I wonder,
I also kind of
where
wonder,
did they make them?
yeah, where and then how old are they? I mean, they look pretty old, and I wonder
I
how old
agree.
they might be, like 100 years old, maybe 200 years old.
I agree.
Interesting. Okay. And here we go. And for a first warm-up problem, Miss Yuka is going to lead us in this one.
All right, it says the world's largest drum set has 340 pieces. Wow. Now it says, what number is 100 more than 340? Ooh, this looks very familiar. We've done a lot of these kind of things last semester. So I started by drawing 340, and you're saying, what's 100 more than 340? So I can maybe just add another 100 like that. I add it here. Then I can count 100, 200, 300, 400, and 40. So 100 more than 340 is 440. Am I right, Mr. Regan?
You got it. Yes.
All right, what's the next problem?
It says, what number is 10 less than 340? So looking at the tens, yeah, what would be less?
So I have my 340. You said it's 10 less. So I can cross out my 10, and I know 10 kind of looks like that. So if I count it up again now, 100, 200, 300, 10, 20, 30. So 10 less than 340 is 330.
Great job.
All right.
Nice thinking, Miss Yuka.
Thank you.
Let's go on to our next problem. So this is a fun problem that we gave. We're going to have you guys work on a little bit. And so it says that it has watermelon plus watermelon plus watermelon. It's going to be 36. And so we wanted you to think about, if I thought that the watermelon was a 10 and each watermelon was a 10, 10, and 10, that would be 30, but I'm looking for the answer to be 36. So I'm thinking that the watermelon is going to be a little bit more than 10. So that might get you started a little bit with this problem, and then you can solve it with your class in your small groups today. What do you think?
So your objective is to figure out, what does the watermelon equal to? The peach and the banana. All right, it might just stretch your brain a little bit, but it's a great fun way to play around with numbers. So have fun, get a piece of paper, persevere, try out. If one doesn't work, pick a different number and try it, okay? I hope you have fun.
That'll be a fun one. Okay. So, and here we go. Yes. So how to solve a word problem. And remember, this is a little bit more review that we want you to focus on when you are solving story problems. And also just remember how to show your thinking when you're solving a math problem. So first, you always want to read the problem, even if it is a story problem or if it's just a number sentence. Read it and think about it. Then you're going to draw and label. And I think we had yes, we're going to draw and label your picture. And that will help you to show your thinking, to make it really clear that you understand how to get the answer. Then with the first W is write a number sentence, and that's writing your equation. Then you're going to write a word sentence, and that says your answer in a statement. Okay? Sound good, Miss Yuka?
Yes, sounds good. Let's practice.
R, D, W, and W, and we'll practice. Here we go. So,
sorry.
Go ahead. Yeah.
So before we go into our word problem, we wanted to review some of the strategies that we talked about last semester. So when you solve a word problem, you might want to solve it using a base 10 model, or you could use a number line, an open number line to show your thinking if you really like that strategy. Or you could also decompose a number and solve the problem. So these are ways that we talked about last semester, and then we will continue to use these strategies, and we might also add new strategies to go with it this semester.
Mm-hmm. And so here's some ways that we're going to practice, and remember to use your drawing to help you with your story problem so that you understand it and that we see that you got the right answer too. All right, so let's do a little practice. So this story problem says, Peter read 34 pages of his book before lunch. Then, after lunch, he read some more. If Peter read 56 pages in all, how many pages did he read after lunch? So when we set up your story problem, we read it, and I'm going to show you my thinking here. Sorry, this was my next one, right? And so I'm going to set up my story problem this way, Ms. Yuka. So I know that he read 34 pages first, but and then he read some after lunch, but we don't know how much some is. Then he read 56 pages in all. So if I set up my story problem like this in my equation, then I'm going to be looking for this answer. And so I thought about doing that on a number line. So I started at 34 and I counted 6 more jumps, and that got me to 40. Then I did a big 10 jump, and that got me to 50, which I should write in there. And then I did another 6 jump, and that got me to 56. And so when I add up those, I added up 10, 6, and 6, and that got me to my answer of 22. Okay. Ms. Yuka, did you solve it a different way?
Yes, I solved it using base 10, and I set up the problem. This is my equation there, writing my number sentence, 34 plus, we have to figure out how many more pages he read, and 56. So he read 56 in total. So what I did was I drew 34 in one color, and I had to figure out how many more pages he read. So I added the 2 10s here to make my 50. And I had a 4, so I added 2 1s to make my 6. So I could see he read 22. And I wrote my sentence here, Peter read 22 pages after lunch.
I forgot to write my sentence in there too, that Peter read 22 pages after lunch. Good thinking with that one. I also really liked how you used a different color, Ms. Yuka. That made it really clear for me to see how many more pages he read when you made it in red. Really nice. Okay, let's try another story problem here for you. And so let's look at this one here. I'm just going to move us over here. So this story problem says, a pet store had 75 goldfish in a tank. Okay, so I'm making a mental picture of 75. I see the fish tank. I see 75 goldfish in there. Okay, got it. The store sold some goldfish. So some of the goldfish are being taken out of the fish tank, right? And they're going to a nice family home, leaving 43 goldfish in the tank. So now there's 43 left there in the tank. How many goldfish did the pet store sell? So thinking about that story problem,
you can pause here, and then you can pause, and then you can read the problem again and try to solve it yourself and come and check in with us when you're done. All right, Mr. Regan.
Good luck. Okay, so welcome back. And so this is how I started showing the problem. So I know that we had 75 goldfish to start with in the tank, but some number of goldfish went to a happy family home. We don't know how many, so I just put a box around it. And I know that we ended up with 43 goldfish in the tank. So how many were sold? How many were taken out of the tank? And the way that I thought about doing that is with decomposing this time. And so this is another way that we want to break apart the number of 10s and the number of 1s. So I can break them up, I can separate them, so I can only take apart, I can subtract 10s from 10s and 1s from 1s. But when I decompose, this is a very important strategy. I always have to remember that I want to take away the smaller number from the bigger number. Okay, first thing. If I know that works, then I can also check my ones to make sure that my ones are smaller than the ones that I'm taking away. So let's just check. So if I said 70, 7 tens is 70 minus 40, that got me to 30. Then I had 5 ones and I had 3 ones. So if I know that I'm only taking away 3 from 5, then I'm going to have 2 left over, and that works. So that's okay. So then I'm going to put them back together, and I got 30 plus 2 was 32. So, and I forgot to write my sentence again, Miss Yuka. So 32 fish were sold, were taken out of the fish tank to be left with 43. Did you solve it a different way, Miss Yuka?
Great. Yes, I solved it again with the base 10. And I set up the problem like you did. 75 goldfish, sold some, and was left with 43. And I used the base 10. So I drew 75 goldfish first. And I crossed out, I knew 43 is made up of 40 and 3. So I crossed out 40 first, 10, 20, 30, 40. And I crossed out 3 here, 1, 2, 3. And I had to see what was left. I could see 3 tens, 30, and 2 ones, 2 were left. So like you said, 32. So my sentence is pet store sold 32 goldfish.
Nice work, Miss Yuka. Really nice job. And I like seeing that 10 like that because it makes it really easy to see how many were left when we took away that number. Really nice job.
That's right. Now, grade 2 students, this is your turn to show your thinking. We have 2 problems on your Seesaw activity. Mr. Regan and I will read you those 2 problems. And again, you have to use this RDWW to solve it, just like we were showing you just now. So here we go. The first problem on your new Seesaw, it goes like this. Jack ate 24 grapes at morning snack time and more grapes at lunchtime. If Jack ate 50 grapes in all, how many grapes did he eat at lunchtime? So remember, read the problem again, set up the problem, and show your thinking. Good luck.
And then here's your next problem. So remember, you're going to solve 2 story problems today on your Seesaw activity. And the next problem says, some birds sat in the tree. So right away, you know that this is going to be the missing number that you want to start with. So in your number sentence, you're going to start with this number that we're going to try to figure out. So whenever it says some birds, some number, that's what you want to figure out. So I'll read it one more time. Some birds sat in the tree. When a cat climbed the tree, 24 birds flew away. So let's continue. So 12 birds stayed in the tree. How many birds were in the tree before the cat climbed it? So thinking about how you would set up your story problem, remember it's some number of birds sat in the tree, 24 flew away, and then there's 12 left over, 12 left in the tree. Okay, so you can show your thinking. Remember to follow the RDW and then post on Seesaw. Okay.
And we suggest that you solve it on a piece of paper, just like we did. And then don't erase it, take a photo, and then you can submit this so that the teachers can see all your thinking, okay? So we don't want you to write it on the whiteboard or directly on Seesaw. Do it on paper first.
Right. That way we can see your drawing really nice and clear. Okay, boys and girls? All right. Have a great day. Thank you, Miss Yuka.
Thank you. Have fun.
All right. Bye-bye.